Whispers in the dark. I never believed in ghosts. Until that night. It was supposed to be a simple sleepover at Jake's house. Movies, junk food, and stupid ghost stories. His house was old, but I didn't think much of it. That was my mistake. Around 2 a.m. I woke up, the air thick and suffocating. The TV was off. The only sound was the steady breathing of my sleeping friends. Then I heard it, a whisper. At first, I thought I was imagining things, but then it came again, right beside my ear. "Get out!" My body locked up. Slowly, I turned my head. A figure stood in the doorway. A woman, no, a thing, with hollow, sunken eyes and a mouth stretched too wide. Her neck twisted at an unnatural angle, her bony fingers twitching. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't move. She took a step forward, then another. Her bare feet made no sound. The whispering grew louder, overlapping voices hissing, filling my skull. The room felt smaller, like the walls were closing in. My vision blurred. Then Jake shifted in his sleep. The woman snapped her head toward him, her neck cracking. I blinked. She was gone. I lay there, heart pounding, too afraid to breathe. Then, under the blanket, something crawled over my leg. Ice-cold fingers wrapped around my ankle. I yanked my leg up and bolted for the light switch. The moment the room flooded with light, the whispering stopped. The others groggily woke up, annoyed. "Dude, what's wrong?" I didn't answer. I just stared at my ankle. A deep black bruise in the shape of fingers was already forming. I never went back to Jake's house again. The wrong reflection. It started when I moved into my new apartment. Everything seemed normal at first until I noticed the mirror. It hung in the hallway, an old antique thing left by the previous owner. The glass was slightly warped, making my reflection look a little off. At first, I laughed it off, but then I started noticing small differences. One night, as I walked past, my reflection didn't move right away. It lagged, just for a split second. I blinked. It was normal again. Maybe I was just tired, but it got worse. Some nights I'd glance at the mirror and see my reflection staring at me, even when I wasn't looking directly at it. Once I swore I saw it smile when I wasn't. Then, last night, it finally happened. I got up for water, avoiding the mirror as usual, but something made me look. My reflection stood frozen. I lifted my hand. It didn't move. I stepped forward. It stayed still. Then it tilted its head, slow and unnatural, its eyes black and empty. My heart pounded. I stumbled back. The reflection stepped forward, pressing its palms against the glass. Then, in a voice exactly like mine, it whispered, "Let me out." The thing under my bed. I never feared the dark. Not until last night. It was past midnight, and my room was silent. Too silent. The usual hum of the fridge, the ticking clock, the distant traffic, gone. Then I heard it. A slow, deliberate scraping sound beneath my bed. I froze. It wasn't the house settling. It wasn't my imagination. Something was under there. I held my breath, listening. The scraping stopped. Then breathing. Slow, ragged, just inches from where I lay. I wanted to run. I wanted to scream, but if I moved, it would know I was awake. Then, the mattress shifted. My stomach dropped. It was climbing onto the bed. The weight pressed against my legs, cold and heavy. My blanket slid down slightly, exposing my chest. I could feel it leaning over me, its breath against my face. Then came the whisper. "I know you're awake." My body betrayed me. I gasped. The thing laughed, a sick, wet chuckle. I bolted upright and switched on the light. Nothing. The door was locked. The room was empty. But the closet door, which I always kept shut, was slightly open. And inside, in the darkness, something breathed.